Good evening all and welcome to another video on All How the Ale. It's Sunday night, which means it's trad beer night, and the beer we're going for tonight is from all the way from Springfield, USA. It's not really, it's actually from Germany, but it is seen in Springfield as this one. It is Duff beer, yeah. It's brewed by FIZZ Beverages, I think it is, yeah, in Germany for Lidl in the UK, and I've seen it in the local Lidl many times. And, I've seen the reviews. It's not well liked, but I wanted to do it because it's Duff beer. I grew up on the diet of the Simpsons, and everywhere that Homer was, there was always Duff beer and Duff man. So I had to try the beer. So without further ado, let's get it out into a glass and see what we think. So it's a 4.9% ABV lager. Cost me about £1.50 in Lidl. The pour is pale, very pale. Let's see if we can get a Homer-sized head on it. That'll do. So it is clear with a few inclusions. It's very pale. It's kind of straw coloured. You can see my face through it there. You've got a white head. It looks like a Duff, albeit I'm sure on TV it's got more colour to it. Yeah. Doesn't inspire confidence on the looks. You know from looking at previous videos of mine, I tend to look for a nice colour. I look for a deep gold, but this is straw coloured. Anyway, let's have a whiff. Smells like a lager, albeit a mass-produced cheap lager. It doesn't smell like it's got a huge amount of hop to it, but it's got that lager vibe. It smells light, it smells clean, it smells like a lager. So it looks, it smells alright. See what it tastes like. Cheers. Well, it's got the body right. Light to medium weight, clean, crisp. Carbonation is good. Can't fault that. Flavour kind of tastes like what I was expecting. That is lager-like, slightly peppery hops, better on the taste than it is in the nose, that's for sure. Reasonably well balanced. There's a subtle bit of bitterness behind those hops, but then comes that mass-produced, almost chemical-like taste. It just tastes like no love has gone into the beer. That said, mass-produced lager generally doesn't have an awful lot of love in it. It's designed to make profit for the parent companies, not give the taste buds of beer drinkers a good time. That said, I've drunk worse, quite a lot worse. It's better than most of your regular run-of-the-mill, shall we say, supermarket acquirable mass-produced lagers like Carling and Foster's. It's definitely better than those two. It's got more of a hop presence, that's for sure. That is quite a surprise. So that said, the Germans generally know what they're doing. So yeah, not surprised on that really. Maybe I'm contradicting myself now. Okay. So Duff beer. Let's go to the Aid Memoir of Untapped, and you'll see what I mean when I say it's not well liked. FIZZ Beverage Duff has had 30,800 check-ins, 2 from people I know. Look at those average scores. Low. 2.66, slightly higher than the middle, less on the people I know. So yeah, that is pretty poor average scores. But see how I score it objectively. And this is where we have to be honest with ourselves. Let's pour it off again. The colour, I'm not a big fan of. It's too pale for me. I want a bit more about it. Straw coloured, it's clear though. It's got a good head. Those bits I can't fault. I'm going to mark it down on the colour because it does look a little insipid. I'm going to give it the 0.5. The aroma isn't bad. It's not that bad. It smells like a mass-produced lager, but it's hard to get a lager that smells great. They smell like I expect, and that's slightly hoppy, slightly peppery. It's light though. It is light, but what is there isn't overly unpleasant. Objective, honest. Let's be realistic. It's not worth a full point. It's not worth a full point. It needs more strength on the nose. I'm going to give it the 0.5 again because what is there is okay. You just need a lot more of it. The body, cannot fault this. It's like a lager should be. Light to medium, good carbonation, crisp, clean in the mouth. There's no taking away from that. That is a great body to it. And the taste. I'm conflicted on the taste. I like the hop presence. I like the subtle bitterness. I like the fact that there's no nasty sweet malt behind it, but don't like the generic, mass-produced, ever so slightly chemically, and it reminds me of Kronenbourg 1664 in that sense. Flavour, the aftertaste, if you will. But, again, objectively, I'm going to give it the 0.5. So, because that chemical aftertaste that comes through is negative. It takes away from that really nice hop presence. And the finish is where you get most of that negative aftertaste. There is a slight citrus hint to those hops, very subtle. It's one of those. I'm looking for good things, and that's the one good thing about the finish. It's clean. It's not dry. This is the weakest bit of the beer for me because of that chemically aftertaste. And I'm going to give it the 0.25 on that basis. So we've got 2.75 out of 5 from me, which means it can't have the full bonus point. Didn't expect it to, if I'm honest. Would I buy it again? No. I wouldn't buy it again. And there's a reason for that. Number one, I'm not the biggest lager drinker in the world, and there are certainly better lagers that I would choose over this one. I only bought this one for the gimmick. I'm going to be brutally honest. So yeah, I wouldn't buy it again. Value for money, though, it's better than Carling and Foster's, and let's be honest, that's not hard to be. Is it better than others? Hard to say. Does it offer value for money? I'm trying to remember. I think I paid about £1.50 for it in Lidl for a 500ml can. £6 for a 4-pack. You can get similar lagers for similar money. So it doesn't represent particularly good value for money either. So no. So Duff from FIZZ Beverage has got 2.75 out of 5 from me, which is slightly higher than the average on Untapped. Everyone takes Untapped for what it is. You know, it's a useful source of information for the wisdom of crowds. You know, if it's bad, people will tell you. If it's good, people will tell you. It is what it is. So yeah, Duff. I don't know what Homer Simpson drinks it all the time. It is not that great. Maybe that's why Homer's quite sad all the time. Maybe that's why he's quite depressed, because he hasn't got good beer. Who knows? But needless to say, it's the last one I'll buy of it, and I will finish it because, you know, I'm too tight to throw it down the sink. It's not that bad. I've only had a couple of sink pours in my life, and they were infinitely worse than this one. So we're going to leave it there and say that has been the Duff beer. I've not been the Duff man. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got your like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish, and I will see you again soon for another one. Bye for now.